Welcome to Carter's Barbers. Today's video we're going to be looking at the Wahl Magic Clip Clipper. I believe it's the best cutting clipper on the British market. And here it is. First notice the nice chrome wishbone that runs through the middle of the clipper on the outer casing with a nice burgundy colour finish. It is a 5-star clipper. And it's got a great zero overlap in the blades. The ground hollow blade is very firm and strong with kind of nice fine teeth and a very sharp underlining cutting blade. Now obviously the bottom blade is the moving blade that decides the cut, so the ground hollow blade is the point that decides the length in the cut. There's a lever arm on the side, and with this lever arm it creates a long 0.5 and an ability to move between the 0 and the 0.5 to create the zero overlap when you're cutting a skim fade. The switch on the side is pretty simple, pretty basic. On and off, down for on and up to turn it back off. There's a speed changer on the side, and you'll just need a little screwdriver or any type of screwdriver, and just turn that anti-clockwise to make it run a little bit faster, or turn it clockwise to slow it down a little bit. If we just turn them off for now. Before cutting with these clippers, you're going to need to spray them to clean them, oil them to make sure they're running smooth. Basically, Wahl do provide clipper oil, but it's good to buy yourself a bigger 4 fluid ounce bottle for your station, because you will need to oil them between cuts. And one thing you will need to do is disinfect your clippers with either some clippercide spray or anything that can disinfect. It keeps the clippers running cool. If you're a busy barber and you're going to be doing 20-30 cuts a day, these will get quite hot. So before you use them, get them over running, just give them a quick spray over, wipe any excess with tissue, just move and wiggle the lever arm, make sure the spray's got right inside. That'll kill any germs and bacteria from any last cuts that you don't want to cross-infect custom to custom. So when you've oiled them, when you've sprayed them, turn them off and they're ready to go. Basically, these clippers will allow for cutting hairs in between the blades. So once a week or daily, depending on how busy you are as a barber, you will need to take the screws out, release the blades and clean in between to make sure there's no bulk hair, because that will slow the clipper down and make them less efficient when cutting hair. If you're a barber that likes clipper over comb, this is definitely a very important thing to do. So if you get your screwdriver, unscrew the blade, one screw off at a time, releases the blades. Like I said, you've got a ground hollow blade and a cutting blade. Separate the blades, make sure there's no hair in between, brush them off, wipe them with a tissue. Notice mine are very clean, they've just been recently done. Now when replacing your blades back onto the clipper, the cutting blade goes on first in this moving mechanism, this plastic white. Put the cutting blade on, the ground hollow goes over the top. Just place the ground hollow blade so you can put the screws in. And just put the screws in so it's not completely tight, and then you'll just need to adjust it So the ground hollow blade is overlapping the bottom cutting blade. If you set them too close, or the cutting blade is higher than the top blade, ground hollow blade, it will cut your customer. So you need to allow for at least 1 millimetre of ground hollow teeth above the cutting teeth. Right, so tighten them up. Ready to go. Hope you found that interesting, hope you find that helpful, some useful tips in maintaining your clippers.